Hello friends, welcome to the Word Cloud Tarot Show. Today is the 28th of June 2021 and we've spent all weekend looking at video of Matt Hancock putting his hand on his assistant's arse. But she was into it for some reason. She wanted him to, so he's not been like sexually harassing anyone, but he has resigned because he was breaking COVID rules and cheating on his wife and destroying his family. So it's all changing the health system after the massive Matt Hancock. So the question is, who's going to be next? We know this already. We know that the next person is going to be Savid Javid. The question is actually, what changes will this bring? And we're going to do a tarot reading to find out the answer. Now, we're going to use my usual tarot deck, which is the Word Cloud Tarot deck. This is the deck that I invented to be the easiest deck to read and the most transparent to observe. You can see that all the cards have meanings of the card written on them, so even an amateur can tell straight away that the Nine of Swords is called cruelty and is about debilitating views and deception and dejection and sleepiness, amongst other things. In order to find out what's going to go on, what changes will be wrought at the health service by Savid Javid, we're going to do a horseshoe reading. The horseshoe reading is based on the idea that there is a path going forwards through time from the past to the present to the future, but that this is then changed by the guidance, or in this case the change will be the appointment of Savid Javid. And then we have the influence and the obstacles and the final outcome cards. So that's what cards we have. Let's see what they are. The first one, representing the past, is the 12 of Wands. 12 of Wands is the Knight of Wands, and as we can see here, it represents gaming and bravery and vibrancy. The present is represented by the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is prudence. We can see that lady and saving rationally and reliably and sufficiently. The next card represents the future, and that is the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is known as cruelty, and it's about debilitating worry and deception and dejection. Then we come the card, Savid Javid's card, the guidance card, and that is the 7th trump card, the Chariot, which is all about systems and power and direction and journeys and infrastructure. The next card is the Influence card. That shows the 12 of Swords, which is a Knight. The Knight of Swords represents passiveness and participation and motion and sureness and pixels. We will have obstacles to overcome. They'll include the 9 of Trumps. The 9 of Trumps is known as the Hermit, and he represents yoga and solitude and discretion. And then finally we'll have the outcome card. In this case it's the 17th trump card, the Star. And the Star represents beauty and gorgeous elegance and seclusion and holistic creativity. So these are the cards in our reading today, but the tarot is about creating a narrative around these cards, and for that we'll need to look at the summary. So, the 12 of Wands here, this has got to be Matt Hancock himself, I reckon. Criminal, aspiring, hasty, risk-taking, sullen, distractable, fucking hopeless, even compared to Boris. And he was the one with the prudent plan, at least, since about March, since he failed to put a ring around the care homes. The end of lockdown has been... At least since the spring, he's been doing all right. He's been quite prudent. The policy has been for the lockdown and for us to be hoarding the medicine and for the health of the patients to be prioritised, saving the hospitals. The hospitals are going to be saved from being overburdened. Now, there's a danger here, though, that Matt Hancock was going to cruelly keep the lockdown going for too long. He'd cruelly postponed it already. And this virus is being cruel to us as well, certainly inflicting and hospitalizing more and more people. Lots of people deliberated and worried and sad because of the postponing of the end of the lockdown. Now, here comes Savid Javid. He's coming confident and enthusiastic, and he's pushing forward with his travel and his plans to let people travel as soon as possible. And aided in that, influencing that, here we've got the 12 of Swords, the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords is exuberant and irreverent and discursive character with outsized self-assurance. So that's probably Boris here, helping Savid with his plan to open up the economy. But standing in their way here, the hermit, the scientists, responsibility, the academics, people treating the patients with compassion and quietness and wisdom, and wishing that we would be as cautious as we can. So, with these two arguing against the scientists and the lockdown skeptics taking control of the health system, what will the outcome be? Well, the outcome will be this: the star. Confidence in the treatments, probably. The vaccines are represented by the hope of this star, prosperity and enlightenment. And those things are expected to prevail now that Savid Javid will get his wish to end lockdown because of the hope and the faith of skepticism. So that's what the cards seem to think. They seem to think that Boris and Javid will overcome the cruelty that Matt was about to bring into the country and fight the obstacle of the scientists and bring us an end to lockdown. But whether that will prove to be good or bad, well, I don't know. Perhaps we'll have to do another reading next week on that. But in the meantime, you can come and visit our website, wordcloudtarot.com. There you can sign up to our emailing list to get notified of new messages via your email. Do sign up to that list now. We've also got a Telegram group, t.me/wordcloudtarot. You can even chat back to us there and tell us what you think of all our latest readings as we post them up. Or you can follow us on Twitter at wordcloudtarot. All of these things are encouraging you to go to the website and buy these cards, because these cards are the easiest cards to read in the whole of Tarotdom, and you can get a tech deck right now from wordcloudtarot.com. Sign up to all those emailing lists and groups, and you'll see us next week.